I can't help but when you say, you've been, doing stuff with Kevin for so long. And I remember you and I like linking up on Twitter. We were gonna meet up. We were gonna do
Yeah.
some stuff and I don't know at what was going on at that
Yeah.
time, but clearly there was some periods in your relationship with Kevin where he had to just back off. He's like, "Yo, dude,
Yeah.
like you're not okay right now." Like
Yeah.
what that's got to be tough, man. Did him having to sort of put a boundary in place and back off and say, yo, you need to get well, like was there like a financial consequence to that?
Yeah, I mean, well, I think, it made sense to me always. I mean, there was always, he never, for him and it's like, so yeah, there was, for one, it was like, hey, I need you to sort of get better or you can't be around the house and you can't do the next movie. Like, I was supposed to be in Jersey Girl, but I couldn't be in it. But it wasn't so much like Kevin was like, I'm not putting you in it 100% because you're getting messed up and you're in a bad place. It was more like, hey, you have a warrant out for your arrest, and we're filming in Philadelphia or Pittsburgh, wherever they filmed it, and you could get arrested, and then we'll have to shut the movie down. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
You will lose days. So there was like that. So that happened a few times, but not that I didn't get in the movie, because in the past he would always try to help me. Like, hey, if this is, you don't want to miss out on this opportunity, then you need to either go into rehab or you're going to come stay with me and you're going to get off and you're going to stick by my side. Like right before Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back, I went and stayed with him in his guest house, and I literally couldn't leave his house or leave the guest house unless I was with him. And if he was going somewhere, I had to go with him. He wouldn't leave me alone. But it was it was a sweet
While
thing
you're
where
detoxing?
he's like, yeah, because he's like, oh, dude, he got he got to see it up close. I remember it was during Christmas, and I had to go Christmas shopping with them, and we were in the mall, and you're detoxing from opiates. You feel like you're carrying a bag of bricks, and you're just like, your nose is running. And I remember just sitting down on every bench throughout the mall while he was in there looking for presents, and I'm like an hour seemed like 6 hours, and I remember just be like, I want to go, and he'd be like, dude, no, you gotta wait another, like, we're gonna get through this. And I did, and it was horrible, but in the end it was worth it, because then I got to do Strikes Back, and it was great. But for me, it also, like, I never resented him or was upset with him about it, because the biggest thing was his kid at the time. All these times, his kid's now 20. Damn, I can't remember how old she is now, 23. But at the time, she was like, 10, 12, 8 years old. I've all the different years she was, but it was always like, hey, she's getting older now. She sees you, she looks up to you, your Uncle Jay. And if you come to the house, we used to be able to tell her, oh, he's not feeling good. He's got a cold. He's sick. He's not, but she's going to get it now. And I don't want her to see like that. And I didn't want her to see me like that. So, I would stay away and try to get better. But for the most part, he always was involved with trying to help. Either he stuck me in rehab, drove me there, paid for it, or, again, that time, I didn't go, I went into a detox, but then after I got out in like a week, and then I stayed at his house. I was still withdrawing because it was off of oxys, which, isn't a week, it's like a month, getting off of that, feeling physically okay with that. But yeah, it's been, he's always stuck by, even when he put boundaries up. It's not like he ever just cut me off. Again, we got to one point where he got close, but it more was like, hey, you're in really, really bad shape. The kid's old enough to like see you. And I just need you to make a decision, like go get better, or I just can't have you around. Like it breaks my heart. And he would like
Right.
cry and stuff. It was never like a mean thing, like,
For
you're a
sure.
scumbag, get out of here. It was like, you're breaking my heart. And he would cry, and I don't want you around the kid. And yeah, there was a time I remember I went to his house. It was Thanksgiving, and I always used to have Thanksgiving with him. And I remember me and him sitting out in front of his house, and him crying and being like, I want to let you in, but the whole family's here. And I had like a tank top on and I had track marks. And, he's like, I can't have you see him like that. And he's like, I'm like, I can't come in for a plate of Thanksgiving dinner. And he's like, you can't. And he's like, here, I'm going to go bring you some food. But I don't want the kid to see you that way. And it made sense to me. But it was like, that was the first time I actually got sober for like a while. I had stayed sober for like 4 years. And then I got kidney stones. And then they gave me Demerol. I was like, I don't want anything. I'm sober. I'm in the program. And they were like, yeah, but if you want to pass the kidney stone, you got to take it. And they gave me that shot, man. And it was like brought back that beast. And I was like, ooh, I forgot about this. This is great. You know what I mean? And the next thing you know, it was like, oh, I can handle it. And they gave me pills to go home with. And, I was counting every 4 hours. And anyway, so then I relapsed for 2 years. And now I have 11 years. So.
Wow, dude, rad, man.
Was the rock bottom for you nodding off and hitting the cop car? I read that in an article. Did you pass out at a stoplight and run into a cop? You didn't do that?
No, I didn't do that. Thank goodness. I honestly, I lucked out, man. I got arrested once. I don't want to say I lucked out. I got arrested once in Jersey, 1999. I was driving with a deployed airbag.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
Apparently you can't do that.
So I crashed. We crashed into a regular car, and we exchanged information, and then we went and copped our dope. And then on the way home, this girl I was dating, on the way home, the car was all smashed, and the airbag we just pushed back in. So it wasn't like full, but it was like, it was hanging out. Like it was there. So we're like driving back, and we got pulled over then for that. And I had a couple bags on me, and I'm like, I should eat them, man. And like, get rid of it and I'll be fine. But I'm like, there's no way they're going to search me. There's no way they're going to search me just for no reason. And they searched me. I got arrested, and I got ROR, and then I got probation and stuff, luckily. But that was the only time in all the years of getting, using and stuff. Like there was times I lucked out where like cops like stopped and was like, hey, come here. And I like ran and got away, but I had like bags on me and syringes and crack pipes.
Wow,
and,
dude.
Like I'm telling you this one time.
You run fast when you got all that shit on you.
I'm going to tell you, this is like, I tell this story because I really do think about it all the time because I had a warrant in New Jersey. And I was in LA and I had all this stuff on me, and there was like a office building, an empty lot, and another office building, and there was a fence to like this back street, and it was La Brea. And I was walking, and the cop pulls over and he's like, hello, hey. And I turn around and I see him, and I go, what am I gonna do? So I hop the fence and I start to run to the other side of the road. And all that cop had to do was stand at that fence and let his partner drive to the other side and cut me off. But the guy jumped in the car and went with them. And I heard him get in the car and screech off. So, because they were going to the other side. So I turned around, went back the way I came. So my point is that one decision that cop made, like if the cop stayed there, I would have been arrested. And it would have been like my second time getting arrested from the 99. And I'm just saying that would have literally changed my life. And luckily the cop decided to get back in the car and drive around. And I got away that time. But I don't know. There was a few times I got lucky like that, man. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, luckily I all the trouble I had Kevin's support. And I know that was made a big difference in the outcome of everything, because I always had looked forward to like I'd get sober because I wanted to do the next movie, and it was like you can't do you can't do
motivation.
Dogma. Yeah,
your motivation can't be like financial or for power, property, and prestige, we call it. Yeah, dude. Thanks for watching that clip. And if you live in America, there's a good chance that this big badass tour bus is coming to your town with my bucket list tour. What is it? Well, it's an X-rated show full of all the stuff that I would have never been allowed to do for Jackass. And a lot of it is flagrantly illegal. So, it's adults only. And if you live in any of these states, then you better go to Stevo.com and check out my tour schedule. Hurry up and get your tickets too, because it's selling out everywhere. Yeah, dude. Woo! Yeah, dude.